is Joan Dizan here, coming at you from the beautiful islands of the Philippines today. And in this segment, in Summit Affiliate, it's really exciting because we get to get up close and personal with our members and also our members here and also the leaders here. And we get to ask them questions and just really get personal with them and to really to highlight them and highlight their success stories here and just the great results they're having here. So today I have Emma here, and she is recording from Sydney. So it is beautiful that we are able to do this, that we're able to connect this way. So without further ado, I really want to introduce her to you and have her tell her story. And I hope it resonates with you all those of you that are listening today. So welcome, Emma, and just tell everybody about your story and how you got into this digital marketing, affiliate marketing world online.
Awesome. Thanks so much for having me. Yes, like you said, I'm from Sydney, Australia. I'm a pretty late adopter, I think, into the digital marketing world. I'm 31 and I've only been kind of doing it for a couple of years now. And I actually started off, I graduated high school. I was in the top 5% of students in my state in Australia. So I had really good marks, got into a really good course and kind of got halfway through and went, I don't really see the point in this. And I dropped out. And then I sort of had no idea what I was going to do next. I tried a little bit of acting. So for a while I worked as an actor in kids theatre. So I toured Australia doing kids shows, and I worked as a waitress on the side. And then I worked as an instrumental teacher as well. I kind of a whole range of things. And then I ended up sort of in working in airlines in Australia, which kind of awakened this love for travel in me. And so from working for these airlines, I started investigating ways that would allow me to travel more and more. And working online kind of seemed like the right way to go because, you know, when you work for an airline, you get great travel perks, but you only get those 4 weeks of the year to actually use them. So I wanted a job where I was able to be free to kind of pick up and go wherever I wanted. I could travel long term. I could work online. So all I really needed was a laptop, some Wi-Fi, and I was good to go. And I was completely lost. I knew what I wanted to do, and I had no idea how to actually get there. So I started a travel blog. I started a travel blog called Emma Jane Explores, and it sort of started being a bit of a hobby blog. I didn't really know what to do with it, but I kind of liked writing and I liked taking photos. And as I started investigating more and more about this working online stuff, I started to realize that actually this travel blog could be something. So I really worked hard to develop a strong brand focusing in on a niche, so solo female travel, and built up social media accounts to, I guess, try and make this an actual viable income for me so that I could quit my job. And as I said, I was feeling a bit lost, and I found this amazing group of people who are the guys that are behind Summit Affiliate, who have this kind of awesome one-stop shop training that helps you sort of navigate the world of social media, build up your accounts, build an audience, grow a following. And they also have awesome tips on how to create a blog, which I kind of wish I had when I actually started the blog. But yeah, so since I've been working with them, I've actually been able to not just kind of get freebies here and there or, sponsored posts, but I'm actually at the point now where I'm starting to get, travel companies, I work for a travel app now where they just get me to create content wherever I go. I work with a day tour company. So if I'm in a city, they'll hook me up with a day tour in exchange for a blog post on their platform. Most recently, I got a press trip. So I'm heading over to Europe at the end of this month for a couple of weeks, which is just amazing. It was kind of like when I set out my goals for, when have I actually made it as a blogger? That was kind of the big one. And so I've ticked that goal now.
Wow, that is so amazing. I love that because I really think a lot of people can relate to you here because you said that when you first started, you knew you wanted to be in the social media world, you knew you wanted to be, in this online industry, but you didn't know where to start. And I think that's where a lot of people get caught, and that's where kind of a lot of people get stuck, is where they don't know where to start. But I really like how you said that you found, the people behind Summit Affiliate, and you found this program, and you, even though you had no idea, even though, were you scared when you first saw this stuff? Were you intimidated? Like, how did you feel about when you first started going through the trainings? How did you overcome that fear of like, oh, I don't know where to start? So what'd you do?
I think the key really is everyone's in the same boat when you start. Everyone feels a bit lost, and the interwebs is such a kind of crazy, scary place, especially on social media with so many platforms coming out. And, an industry, especially in travel blogging, where it's so saturated. There's so many travel bloggers out there. So when I found Summit Affiliate, it was like, oh my goodness, thank you so much for like a platform where it's all there for you. So it's not a matter of kind of trying to find tips and tricks and go to all of these different places. And before I found Summit Affiliate, I'd paid thousands of dollars in courses elsewhere to try and learn those skills, but there were gaps in all of them. And I think when training that I've ever seen in whatever your chosen field. So for me, yes, there's so much content in there. That's probably the only thing that I struggled with when I started Summit Affiliate. I was like, where do I start? There's so much gold in here. But I think if you just set yourself a really kind of achievable target, and you just work through systematically, work through the modules step by step, and you slowly start ticking things off, and you see results a lot quicker than what you kind of expect.
Yeah, that's awesome. So when you were going through the modules, did you feel like you can take actionable steps in these modules, and were the people in the in these training modules, do you feel like you connect with them? Were they real, and do you feel that they gave like extremely good value when you first started? And were you, of course there's an initial like intimidation, but once you got in there, did you feel comfortable with the people that were training you?
Yeah, absolutely. It's very clear that the people behind Summit Affiliate, all the contributors, they really, really know their stuff. And so I felt very, very comfortable, like I was in good hands with training, but also on a personal level. These guys have become sort of like a real team, a real family. It's a program where everyone celebrates each other's success. So you're not there on your own. When I got my press trip and I was able to tell everyone in the group that I'd gotten it, everyone was excited for me. It wasn't just my own little celebration. So I think definitely there's a real sense of community and teamwork that is really important above and beyond kind of just the training itself.
Absolutely. I agree 100%. And you're just proof that these modules and that these trainings give lots of value, and proof that you can get results. For those of you watching right now, as you can see, when you first get started, just like me and just like Emma, you're probably fearful, you probably have doubts, and we had doubts too. And what's so cool about this program is once you get started, once you get rolling into the training programs, and there are so many training programs in this program, and it's amazing. So just to again, we are normal people. We had our doubts, we had our fears, but we were able to overcome them and get some extremely, extremely awesome results. So Emma, are there any? I know that you like we've been saying, there's so many training programs here, and of course you've been through the social media influencer section of Summit Affiliate. Do you have any other favorites in Summit Affiliate that you've been through?
Yeah, I think, I mean, there's two that really stand out. The blog drive is amazing, and I'm so jealous that I didn't have that when I started my blog, because I think I had to redo mine about 3 or 4 times, which was really kind of inefficient. So I wish I'd had that to start with, because it's such a comprehensive step-by-step way to actually get your blog set up and start really growing an audience through that platform as well. And the other one is just the library. So there's this amazing library in Summit Affiliate, just full of all of these different modules and bits of content that are just absolute gold. Like, even they've got an Instagram sort of back to basics course. I even went back and did that, even though my Instagram is a lot stronger than what it was when I started, just to make sure that I checked all the boxes. And even then I found myself tweaking some things with my Instagram accounts that, I kind of didn't pick up on the first time around. So I think those two are, for me, just, absolutely wonderful. But I really think, I mean, I'm pretty able to access anything in Summit Affiliate. So I really think no matter what path you want to go down, there's definitely something in there for you.
That's awesome. That is so amazing. And I guess, what would you say to those people who are either just getting started or on the fence to get started? What would you say to that person, that's on the fence, that is fearful and that is doubtful?
I guess I'd say, look, we've all been afraid. We've all been in the exact same position, wondering what we should be doing and whether this is the right thing. And you're going to just keep wondering unless you actually decide to kind of dive right in and give it a go. So there's an awesome trial for Summit Affiliate that you can definitely check out. It's incredibly low risk. You've got nothing to lose whatsoever except gaining a bit of extra knowledge for online marketing. And you're going to have a really great team of people around you who'll support you and guide you through the whole process.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And of course, I think, just like a lot of people who are in the digital marketing world, what kind of struggles did you go through? I know you mentioned one was you redid your blog a couple times. So what were some other struggles that you went through and that you overcame?
So yeah, I think, guess from a blogging perspective, the number one thing I think was just time management. So I was working full time and trying to write a blog and make a career out of that. And so just being able to put aside those hours every day and be disciplined, in the exact same way that, you have to be disciplined to get through the Summit Affiliate trainings, and just make sure that you're methodical and you have a process to get to the end. So that was kind of a really big one for me. And I think, as you said, yeah, the other one was I completely set up my blog on the wrong platform, and about 3 times too, not just once, but about 3 times. And I'm quite a good writer, at least I think I am. But I was writing this blog and I was pouring my heart and soul into it, but no one was reading it. So I guess one of the other things that I've had to learn to get a lot better at too is actually promoting myself. So, when you meet people and you say, hey, I'm a travel blogger, not being afraid to give them a business card or tell them that that's what I do. So these are all things that I think, I've gotten a lot better at, obviously. But it's definitely kind of through the support of this team that I think I've been able to excel.
Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree. I'm on the same boat. It's pretty funny because I've had my blog a few times. I had to rebrand a few times, and that's okay. If you think of a brand and you go for it, and then you think, oh, I'm really not aligning with it anymore. It's okay to change it up. It's not the end of the world if you have to change your brand a little bit, or if you have to change your blog, or if you get stuck somewhere. And you kind of have to change directions or regroup and find a different direction. I know one of my struggles was, again, just like yours, was to get people to look at my content, getting people to my blog, which is what we call in the online world to get traffic. I only got a few eyes on my blogs, and to be able to promote my blogs now that I've learned through Summit Affiliate, how to get more traffic onto my blog, how to get more eyes on my blog. It's a bit more easier to get really, really cool results. So how do you feel about when you first got your first when you got your first, I guess, collaborations and your first sponsorships? How did that feel for you?
It felt amazing. It felt it felt like a validation that I was on the right path, and I felt like what I was doing was working, but it was like the seal of approval to say, hey, you're actually doing something really valuable. So I started getting, sort of small collaborations here and there, and I've just gradually kind of built up, and they're getting bigger and bigger. And I'm also starting to, thanks to some of the Summit affiliate training, actually start to pitch to tour companies and hotels and things like that. Not just relying on people to find me, but actually being more proactive. And the Summit affiliate training has kind of taught me how to actually contact different businesses and say, hey, would you like to partner with me? Here's what I can offer you. So I think it's onwards and upwards from here. Hopefully this is just the start.
That's amazing. That is so cool. I love that story. I love your story, and how how you had your hand in a few different things, and all of a sudden you had kind of a mind shift change and a life change, and then you went into traveling, and now you're getting sponsorships, and you're going to Europe, and you're getting, you're pretty much living the dream here. Tell me about if this had ever happened to you when you first started, and you told your friends or your family or your acquaintances, and you kind of got some negative feedback, I guess, what people would say. Did you experience any of that? And how did you handle it?
Yeah, I guess I got a little bit. I think when I started the blog and I was kind of telling friends and family that I'd started writing a blog, it was a bit less negative and more like, nice try, like, good on you for giving it a go kind of thing. But they never kind of thought it would. And then I think when I started moving more in the online space, I felt like for a little while I was not really sure what to tell people when they asked what I did online, and people were confused by it. But I guess now that I think I understand more about it too, so I'm able to be a little bit more articulate when I tell people what I do, and that the online marketing and the affiliate marketing and the travel blog all enables me to live the kind of lifestyle that I want. And so I think when people actually see me happy and free and having a really great time, they're like, oh, hey, there might actually be something in that.
Right. That's great. That's awesome that you've been able to learn how to, learn how to answer those questions. And once you learn more about what you actually do and get more involved, and I guess like I said, learn about what you do and why you do it, and to learn more about it, and then you get more confident in telling people this is exactly what I do, and then they don't question you, and they don't they don't say anything, or they don't they totally have confidence in you, and you have total confidence in yourself. So that's awesome that you're able to overcome those things. And for those of you watching, I'm sure you guys have had the same similar stories where you started something and family, friends, acquaintances have given you either the cold shoulder or negative feedback. And like myself and Emma, we've gone through the same thing. We've had to overcome those same obstacles, and you can see that with the help of some of the affiliate and with our team members here, you can succeed, and you can get over those fears, and you can get over those, negative feedback. And most importantly, you get more confident in telling people what you actually do and what you stand for and what your dreams are. So is there anything else, Emma, that you want to share with everybody? Maybe something that people don't know about you, or any other things that you've overcome or accomplished, during this online, in your online journey?
Wow. I guess I would just say to everyone, if you're kind of out there and you're on the fence about it, or you're not really sure what to do, or you're not sure where to start, the best advice I can give you is just to start somewhere, because the longer you put it off, the longer you'll just sit around kind of feeling like there is something more out there for you and not actually doing anything about it. So I think it's just really important to take action. And I think, for me, if you can kind of leverage a system like Summit Affiliate that gives you all of those skills that you need, you're going to be set up, even in a world where, you know, the digital world is so constantly changing. You constantly have to be able to adapt and learn new things, and there's new platforms and new systems coming out all the time. But the things that I've learned through this program, through Summit Affiliate, are things that I can take and apply to sort of anywhere in my life, you know, whether that be in 10 years, whether I'm still writing a travel blog or whether I'm running an online business, or no matter what I'm doing, these are all things that I'll be able to use forever. So yeah, I guess my advice to everyone would be, look, if you're thinking about it, just don't think anymore, just get in there and get started.
Awesome. And then, sorry, I forgot to ask you another question. Can you give us a little bit more detail of where you're going to be in Europe, and are you going to be photographing everything? You'll be vlogging, blogging. You know, tell us a little bit more about this big sponsored Euro trip.
Sure. So it's the blog. It's called the Blogger Project, and it's with a Belgian train company. And so it'll be doing train journeys around Central Western Europe. So going to places like Amsterdam, Rotterdam, Brussels, Paris, and then I'm going to take a little bit of extra time and head over to Denmark and Sweden as well. So I'm currently pitching a whole bunch of places over there to see if they'll have me doing some blogging. But I'll be writing long form blog posts on my blog, which is Emma Jane Explores, and then I'll also be Instagramming. I'll be creating content for the travel app I work for. So there'll be stuff everywhere.
That is so cool. I love that. I think that's so wonderful. You know, on behalf of Summit Affiliate and everybody on our team and everybody that's watching, we are so excited for you, and I cannot wait to see your pictures and your stories. So again, congratulations. I love hearing about your success and about your results here. So thank you so much for joining me here today, Emma, and thank you all for who are watching. I hope that this has resonated with you at some level. So I hope that this has helped, and cheers, you guys. I'll see you in the next interview. Bye.
See ya.